Hi there YouTube, it's me, Mrs. Mitchell, and today I am making a comparison video of the Morgan-Greer Tarot in a tin and a vintage version. I'm doing this because before I got the tin, I looked for a video like this on YouTube, and I didn't really find anything comparing the two different decks and the different sizes and like the quality and stuff like that. But I ended up getting it in a trade, so it worked out perfectly. So I figured I would put this out there for anybody else who's trying to find the same type of thing. I'll show you the box first, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the 1979 box. That's what it looks like. And then this is the tin. Oh, and then flipped around here. They put the chariot on the back like a nod to the original box or the old. I know there's like a different versions, but that's what the copyright says on that. So either way, it's the bigger one. And then this is the older little white book, if you want to call it that, and then the new one, you know, has what we would expect now, actual book, and then the old one has a little white pamphlet, so just as good as my book, really. Not much difference with that. I'm going to show you the size, and I'm going to show you like one of the first most obvious differences that I seen right away when I opened it up that I was a little surprised about, besides the annoying copyright, which of course nobody likes. But the color, just the color difference on it, I hope it's showing up good. The cardstock, I have to say, feels pretty similar. I think that the newer one is maybe a smidgen thicker, but it also feels like stickier, but that could just be from use. Because whenever I just shine that glare on it, it does looks almost the same, so it might just be from use why the older one seems a little bit more smooth. But definitely the color on that was the instant difference, and then this, which, I don't know. At least put it on the other side, or just don't put it at all, really, if I want to be real. But regardless, I'm going to show you the difference in the size. I just have a regular old playing card here. I figure that's the best thing we can compare. Alright, so, you know, the bigger one. So the pocket, the tin size, you know, just a little bit skinnier and taller, but about the same. I mean, there is a difference, but shuffling wise, handling wise, I think it's fine of a difference. I think the big one shuffles fine. I don't know, I kind of really like US Games cardstock for whatever reason. But then also, and I'm going to show like a few different cards that I picked out that, well, it wasn't hard to find ones that were different. They all have slight differences in the printing, which I'm sure is obviously, you know, just because of the amount of time that passed between, between the printings. But the color you can totally see is different. A lot of the skin tone you can tell in the older one. And I don't know which one is supposed to look more like the real one, you know. But I would assume the newer one, but the printing quality must not have been there before. But I'm surprised where the back is more muted in the new one. In the older one, it's so much brighter that we have the opposite when you look at the other side of the cards. Here I have a few that I picked out because something that I noticed with the new one that I could see, I'm going to show like a few upside ones and downside ones of the difference in the coloration, was this is the High Priestess. But if you look at her eyes, you can see that like the lines, like I like this one better because I'm going to show you. And I think she looks a little too sharp in the eyes. See if it'll focus. I can get out of the frame. I don't know. She looks too sharp in the eyes almost. Like, ooh, I don't know. I almost like how this almost looks like a nice smoky eye going on. But you can definitely see the complete difference in the colors. I kind of like the old one. I like the tone of the vintage one better, honestly, but like I said, I would assume the newer one is closer to what it's supposed to be. And then, all right, so I picked those ones out because I wanted to show that, and then I picked out the Hermit because of like I said, like you can just, it's just so apparent, the color differences, the brown, you know, even the yellow, the amount of light it looks like is shining off. These differences don't bother me like in a reading. I like the one in the tin because I can throw it in my bag. But if I had a choice, I would choose this one, definitely. Just because it is very bright. I'm going to go through a few more. This one you can see the eyes again with the eyes. That's why I wanted to show this one. In the old one, the eye doesn't have any white in it. And then this one, it's like very... And this deck already looks zoomed in, so with the eyes so perfect, I guess, sharp. I don't know. It seems even more zoomed in. You can see the difference in the red, the skin tone again. See, they kind of look more tan, I guess, which is probably just because all the yellow. But and then we'll come to the Nine of Cups, because then I just did all the nines. After I did the Hermit, we just went with nines. But here you can see where this old duller one is a little bit easier to take than this guy. Like, he looks so cherry red, like, I don't know, it just looks oversaturated. I know, like, this is supposed to be oversaturated, but the old tone of the ink, it doesn't look as bad to me. And I feel really bad if this is, like, supposed to be the original coloration of it, but it's just so red. Like, his face is just so red. Like, he might need to go to the hospital. Again, here you can see with the skin tone and the red, the differences straight away. I still obviously like them both, but I am definitely glad to have the larger version also. It just feels nice too. But again, with the eyes, you can see it's like the lines are thicker, I guess, in the old one. Kind of makes me think of like how the Rider-Waite-Smith, how there's so many different versions. It kind of makes me think of like that with the lining. But see, same thing with the skin tone. The newer deck looks more red overall, I think, where this is more like sepia kind of feel, which it goes perfectly since it's vintage. Geez, I thought must have fallen behind. Oh yeah, there was another one. This is the last one that I picked out to show, because I was like really surprised, because when I looked at the vintage one, I could not tell what color eyes he was supposed to have, and then when I seen this, I was just like kind of shocked at that. His eyes are blue. I hope it's showing up. But yeah, his eyes are very piercing blue, and in this one, not so much. So, like I said, it's upside and a downside, and I rambled on forever. So, if you made it this far, listening to all of my rambling and mumbling, then thank you for watching. Yeah, so I hope that was helpful to somebody out there. So, if so, give it a thumbs up, I guess. I don't know. And enjoy.